Vote APC. Vote APC. Vote Buhari. Vote Oshibajo.
I am very, very proud to say that our campaign is in a very strong position. It has never been like this. And why? Because the people of Nigeria can see, not just the people of Nigeria, our international friends can see what is happening and are all quite ready to support us. You will not believe it. 2 weeks ago, we have a town hall meeting like this in Denmark. Those that have access in Daily Trust, People's Daily, and some of these things can read them online now. And you can't believe the number of Danish that came out just to see what we had to say, because they're also reading the same news we read. They are not ignorant of what is happening in Nigeria. And that's why we can proudly say, wherever we are, that our campaign is in a very strong position. And it's you and me that are here, and those that are not here. Those that are spiritually here are not here. Are those that are making the campaign to be what it is. And obviously, today we thought that by now we would have rounded up the election. We would have been celebrating, champagnes would have been flying. Champagnes not to celebrate, but champagne to get ready to work. Because believe you me, there's so much work to do. There's so much. And obviously, the man in question knows that. As a general, he is a general. He chooses when to say and when not to say, and what to say and what not to say. You cannot force him because the truth cannot be closed. At some point, it will always come out. So I'm quite proud and happy that every one of you made it, gave up their time. Saturday, we know what it is to be here. In the mighty name of Jesus, I thank you for coming. And there's some of us that also flew this morning and yesterday, all the way from Nigeria to support this program. And I offer my heart for them as well. What we are doing is nothing more than to keep the tempo on. Initially, the whole essence was to afford Nigerian professionals over here an opportunity to interact with the wife of the presidential candidate and the wife of the running mate. And obviously, with their entourage. And I think we succeeded in doing that. Our motto is be prepared. We always prepared for the challenges. We always prepared for what will happen. I remember I'm a member of Man O' War in those days. And the motto is be prepared because you don't know where it's going to come. and that's also the motto of Scout. So I'm quite glad, and I give you all thanks. I give you all glory that you came around. What we're going to have here is just an interactive session. At some point, we give the two ladies chance to say thank you. And when you ask questions, do not expect that it is the two ladies that will always answer it. We are a team. And I am proud I can talk about General and his program anywhere, anytime. I don't have to think about it because it's somebody I know and the program I know. So myself and others will also be part of the people that will be answering some of the questions. Okay? I think it's good that we formally introduce some of our the VIPs. What you do with that program, with that position that matters. So we have to introduce some of our guests. We have former ministers, we have former first ladies, as we call them in Nigeria. We have a first lady to be here as well. We have wife of party, APC, partition. APC! Change! APC! Change! We are getting to that. We have to be ready for that change. Everybody, for some of us who are living here, we have to make a point of duty to be calling our people. To be honest with you, if I'm going to release the link for the Denmark program, okay, you could see some people that were there calling their family. And funny enough, the cameraman captured them, telling them that they've changed. And all my brothers and sisters from South and Southeast. So people have to be ready. I'll give a hand over to Dr. Mrs. Aisha Buhari, the former Minister of Women Affairs, Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Austin. Let me join you by welcoming everybody here, our brothers, our sisters, well-wishers, friends, relatives that have taken time to come all over from the different parts of the United Kingdom. We are really very happy to see you as a member of the delegation of Her Excellency Mrs. Aisha Buhari, our next First Lady, inshallah, in the next 2 months. I will say thank you for coming, and it is my privilege to introduce some of the people, because actually the purpose of our being here is to get to know each other. We are seeing ourselves for the first time. This is really going to be a very informal gathering. We need to know ourselves and to know that we belong to the same family, and we have a common vision, we have a common goal, we have an objective that we want to collectively achieve. So it is my privilege to now introduce these high levels ladies and of course gentlemen here. Let me start formally and once again introduce Her Excellency Mrs. Aisha Buhari, our next First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Next up, yeah, she's standing there. Also next is her sister. They've already formed a team. You see them, they work closely. It's really amazing when we started this journey from the beginning to see two ladies from different parts of the country within a short time. They are already sisters with common vision, common objective, and working hardly, very hard to achieve that. Her Excellency Mrs. Dolapo Osibajo, the wife of the running mate of the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Next is Her Excellency, the former First Lady. I often say it's a tradition of Nigeria to say former and former and former. And we are looking forward to say that Her Excellency, the former First Lady of Kwara State, Mrs. Tony Saraki. It is also my pleasure to introduce another First Lady, Her Excellency Mrs. Fati Atiku Abubakar, wife of the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We also have Her Excellency Mrs. Mairo Al-Makura, the wife of the Nasarawa State Governor. I know those from Nasarawa are excited to see their First Lady here. We also have Mrs. Her Excellency Mrs. Fonsho Amosun, the Ogun State Governor, First Lady of Ogun State. We also have our sister here, Alaiga Silva, Her Excellency, the former First Lady of Bayelsa State. We have the wife of the gubernatorial aspirants for one of our state, Kebbi State, APC gubernatorial aspirant in person of Dr. Zainab Atiku Bahudu. We have amongst us a friend to the family and a sister to us, in person of Hajia Husseina Kulfi. We have Mrs. Aisha Buhari Koka. Miss Aisha Koka. Yes. Sorry, did I pronounce it correctly? Thank you very much. Thank you. We have Hajia Sa'a Machido. She is the wife of the chairman APC Kebbi State. We have our sister here, Hajia Asama'u Joda, from Nigeria. Asama. And also it's a privilege for me to also introduce one of the first daughters of Mrs. Buhari and His Excellency General Muhammad Buhari. We have Zara here with us. I think for now the introduction will continue. If not, it's going to go round. Maybe once again I must introduce myself. I'm Dr. Hajo Sani, former Minister of Women Affairs. Thank you very much.
Can we please all have a seat? Thank you.
Emeka is 8 years old and will go to bed hungry tonight. BC's parents cannot feed her, so she hawks granules in traffic when other children are in school. Sheo and Odafi, both 10 years old, pick up used plastic cans just so they can eat one meal. Nigeria cannot go on like this. The APC government will change this. The APC government will give Emeka, BC, Sheo, Odafi and every other Nigerian child a free school meal in all public schools in Nigeria. With a balanced diet served in schools every day, children will attend school and no longer survive on the streets. Free meals and free relevant education for our children in a new Nigeria. Vote change. Vote APC. Buhari Oshibajo.
APC change!
Hello everybody. I'm so glad you're all here. I've been trying to negotiate not speaking here at all today, but unfortunately I lost that battle. So please bear with me. What's uppermost on my mind today is that politics is about people. And what I'll do is I'll talk to you about a son of mine that isn't a biological son. He's a Nigerian. His name is Joseph. I was there when he joined the army. I was there when he was posted to Maiduguri about 3 years ago. Lately, it's been really difficult for me with Joseph. He's given me many sleepless nights. Sleepless nights that even my children haven't given me. Joseph was at the Mungunu barracks. That was where he was stationed. So throughout the time when the barracks was attacked, when the soldiers were sent away, he was just a phone call away. Joseph calls, where are you today? Oh, we're now back in Maiduguri. We've been sacked from our barracks. Have you got food? No. Have you got water? No, mommy, I'm just glad to be alive. So we figure out how to send money to Joseph so that he can eat. Not only Joseph, but the members of his platoon. And then he says, oh mommy, tomorrow we're going for a big operation. And then sometimes I call him, oh mommy, I'm in the mortuary. We're here with 7 of our soldiers. Sometimes I call, oh mommy, it's your prayers. Because the man that was sitting right next to me, my friend, when we went out, he was shot and I was not shot. Till today, he's still on the front lines. Now he says they're back in Munguno barracks, but all their food, all their uniforms and everything has been stolen. For me, it's not politics. For me, it's people. It's people who their lives depend on what their leaders do. Their livelihoods and their times depends on what their people do. And it's not only Joseph. I got the opportunity to meet 3 of the Chibok girls that escaped. They were the only 3 that escaped after they had been captured. I looked into their eyes. And I looked into the eyes of 21 mothers, one of whom had 2 children in Chibok. It's not politics, it's people. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, first of all, to the organizers of this event for giving us a chance to meet one-on-one in what I would call a fireside chat. Thank you again for opening your minds, because it's not easy to go against the ruling party. Myself and my husband probably know that more than anybody. Now, why am I here today? I'm not here today because my husband is a member of APC. Because actually in our house, each person is allowed to hold their own views. I'm here today because, first of all, I really do believe that Nigeria needs change. Secondly, about a week and a half ago, I went to have breakfast with Her Excellency, Mrs. Buhari, and I just tabled a very small. I said, I'm a little bit worried about our internally displaced persons in Nigeria. And to echo Mrs. Oshibajo, you know, when we define things as persons or people, we begin to look at statistics. And when we begin to look at statistics and numbers, we begin to forget the value of a human life and the benefit of a decent human life and the suffering of a human life that isn't being adequately cared for. 24 hours later, with uncommon speed, I have to say, because I've been in the development world for a long time, and I know how long it takes to organize assistance. 24 hours later, I found myself with Her Excellency Mrs. Buhari, with Her Excellency Mrs. Amakura, and several other, what I would call well-wishers, concerned citizens, at a displaced persons camp in Damaru. And that was the point, actually, that I took my own personal decision, that come what may, there was no turning back. Because the thought that we have over 750,000 Nigerians, when we consider that every single Nigerian is important, living with just barely a roof over their heads, with their rights suspended, just because they are displaced, was one thought too many for me to bear. And the thought that we have at the last count over 18,000 Nigerians who have had to take refuge in Chad, and in the Cameroon, when we know, no offense to anybody here who's from Chad, Niger or Cameroon, but we know that our country is better, our country is bigger, and our country can be far, far greater than what we're seeing today. So I'm very happy for a mothers, and a party that considers every single individual as important and sees it as their duty to make sure that the value of a statistical life in Nigeria is not a matter for discretion on the part of government, but is a matter for duty. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you everyone for coming. I'm very happy to see everyone who support this cause. In Nigeria, we've been through a lot over time, and we've yearned for this change. We've we hunger for this change. You can see it in the faces of the people, you can see it in the faces of the children. You go out in Nigeria and you can just see that something needs to be done. We just can't continue the way we've been. We need a new direction. And at this point in time, the party is there. The personalities are there. The idea is there. You can't kill an idea. The will is there. We are getting together and getting a question comes from the APC coordinator in the UK, and he wants to know how you've been coping on the campaign trail as well as with the family through this election fever period.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's always not easy having a family head or a husband as a politician, especially in Nigeria, especially with the current situation of Nigerian politics. And as you always know, it's not easy, but we try to balance between the politics, the home front, and other things. We do consider a lot of things when managing it. So you need to manage the political aspect of it very well so that you cannot hurt the politicians, but at the higher level and also the grassroots. And when it comes to home front, we manage to receive people. We manage to also restrict, people's movements, so that we can have a little bit of rest, especially General, who is 72-year-old now. So we try to consider health aspect of it as well. So we do manage it the best I could at my age, and also considering the society we're in.
Next one, quickly, from Mr. Kuku. He would like to know how you would champion the cause.
I believe that it's impossible to be a human being, not only a woman, and not care for the next person. I don't imagine either of us are going to take up offices in government. I don't imagine either of us will be the Minister for Health or the Minister for Education. So it might also be a relatively unfair question to ask us. But what we know is what we find in the manifesto. The manifesto is what will be followed both on the federal level and also on the state level and at the local government level. And I believe most of us have a copy of the manifesto. And it's very women-friendly.
So no, Uku, please forgive me if I don't pronounce this well. So Nuku, Iko Kwenu, and Ekale Enyomi. My name is Princess Marian Awolo, the creator of Nigerian Global Awakening Group, APC Mobilization for Change, and the International Coordinator for Buhari Youth Organization, BYO. I'm a Patewan now. I welcome you to United Kingdom on behalf of over 100,000 of our formidable, determined, and hardworking members and Nigerians at large. Distinguished ladies, our first ladies, say yes! I will repeat it again. Distinguished ladies, our first ladies. Our president is not here today, but I'm sure Mrs. Aisha Buhari will pass on the message that tonight we, APC change agents, called him, referred to him as our president. Yes. I will use this opportunity to express our happiness, gratitude to Allah, to God, that our years of canvassing through the heat of Africa, through the cold breeze of the West, and ferociously. Anybody who knows what we do, we know, I mean it when I say ferociously. Creating awareness for positive change in Nigeria, have created positive results. Hopes, you are our hopes for the future. We really appreciate you for coming forward to represent us, and we can assure you that even though we have gone through so many bruises, so many abuses, so many threats, but we stand firm that our mobilizing for APC will never be deterred. We will not be afraid. We will stand firm. We still have a lot of battles ahead of us. The ones we've been doing is just a small thing compared to what we have in front of us in the next few weeks. So I'm appealing to all my comrades here today. So please, don't put your leg up yet. We still have a lot to do. And you know what we have done before, but leave that behind. Now, open your mind, open your life to one thing only, that positive change is possible in Nigeria. No matter what anybody tells you, repeat it to them that yes, we are the agents. That positive change must come, and it is Buhari of Imajo that we want to be our next president, our next vice president this 2015, and the election must be held on the 28th of March 2015. Thank you so much.
I would like to know how you go about dealing with, the girl child, for them to be able to realize their potential. If you have any ideas on what you will do now when the time comes, in order to help the girl child in Nigeria realize their potential.
I think, I don't want to go too deep, but I think the first thing to be done is to impose a birth control. If you have certain number of children, be it boy or a girl, I think you'll be able to contain them and then bring out the potentials they have in them, be it a girl or a boy. But for girls, depending on where they come from, like sometimes in the north, the women are being restricted, even if they're educated. And we see that as a culture, but gradually we're coming out of it. So I think when we get there, we encourage parents to allow their children to go to school, or we make it like a compulsory that all girls should attend up to like secondary school before getting married. So from there she can pick up, and that's how we'll be handling it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The name is Bolaji Lewis, BS with Diaspora UK. This question might actually be for you to take home, and because you might not be able to answer it now. When we looked at the clip with the electricity generation, I think there are underlying laws that does not allow generation of electricity at local level. So I think the law needs to be put in place first before you can adopt that policy.
Electricity generation. And you know, as women, we constantly eavesdrop on what our husbands are saying. So this question I may be able to answer. Right now in Lagos State, there are several independently generated power plants. It's not the first time. At the first administration of Bola Tinubu, they actually had barges that were producing power at a quarter of the amount that NEPA produced it. But the unfortunate thing was that when the power was generated, it had to be put on the national grid, and it is up to the federal organization to decide where the power goes. So even though it was being generated in Lagos State, at the instance of Lagos State, there was no guarantee that the power would be actually given to Lagos State to use. Now currently what happens in Lagos is there are certain areas in Lagos that have independently generated power, and it is used exclusively for government buildings and it's also used for street lights. So during the day, it powers the hospitals and the government buildings, and at night when those offices are closed, it's used for the street lights. And I believe there are about 4 different ones currently in Lagos State now. Also, there are a few institutions that don't use NEPA at all. I believe the Oriental Hotel in Lagos generates its own power, and it's not on NEPA at all. Also, let me not say, there are more than one place where they actually generate their own power, and they're not connected to NEPA at all. So it is possible to find perhaps industrial estates and also housing estates and organize independently generated power and also have that power transmitted to them. I studied law, although I never practiced, so I know that there are definitely legislations that may need to be changed, but I don't think it's going to be that difficult. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me. And also I would like to add 1 or 2 words concerning the advert that you have seen. Some of the adverts is being sketched out of the APC's manifesto in order to give people an idea what they're going to have after the election, by the grace of God, when we lose the election. So it's not from us personally. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And yes, we will win the election. No, that's not enough. Yes. Amen. Thank you very much.
Tola, Ijoma, Musa, and Tombra were classmates in school. 5 years ago, looking forward to a bright future, they passed out of the National Youth Service. Today, they're still looking for jobs and an opportunity to prosper. Like millions of others, they depend on family, friends, and well-wishers. Our youth cannot continue without hope. For all those who cannot find work or start a business after NYSC, the APC government will pay you a monthly allowance for 1 year after NYSC. During this year, you will be trained on modern work skills and how to start and run your own businesses. Are you in school now? Do not fear. Keep calm. There's hope after NYSC. You will know how to run your own business and gain modern work skills. Parents, do not worry anymore. Your children will be independent. Vote change. Vote change. Vote APC. Vote APC. Vote Buhari. Vote Oshibajo.
We have a question. The young lady over there.
I wanted to ask, for Nigerians in diaspora, a lot of us are highly skilled and highly educated. And
if you can just put the microphone.
Okay. Skilled and high prices, and just there's a lot of difficulty around that. Like for me personally, I've done my NYSC and I tried to go into the job market and see there's opportunities for me to kind of engage and kind of work within Nigerian health. So I was listening to in terms of attracting graduates and helping to retain them to kind of use their skills within Nigeria. Yeah, from abroad, and even within Nigeria itself, because a lot of my like colleagues and peers that did their NYCs, they find it very difficult to find jobs, and a lot of them either moved abroad or are still jobless. So just wondering what APC is looking into doing about that.
You didn't introduce yourself.
Okay, my name's Bekisi Brigham.
We're all here today to interact with Mrs. Buhari and to show our support for the APC. And as advocates of change, my challenge actually I was going to throw to all of you in the hall, to Nigerians that are living in diaspora. One of the great legacies of the PDP-led government is unemployment. The APC is a party that is promising to reverse that. In as much as that might be the case, we all need to look at ourselves as agents of change. I do not believe it is good enough to say, oh, we've done our NYSC and we can't find jobs. You need to create jobs. You need to find something to do to constructively occupy yourself. At the end of the day, if we do not help ourselves, there's no government that has the magic wand that is going to do all these things. General Buhari is not a magician. He's not going to find you a job if you do not go out there and find the job by yourself. We can ensure that, yes, our children get educated, funds do not get squandered, and resources are apportioned appropriately. But if beyond that, we don't do our own part, we have so many Nigerians in diaspora in this world. I think you all need to ask yourselves, what am I doing to be an advocate of change? It is beyond just sitting on social media and making comments about the government did this and government did that. You should come home and in your own way do what you can. So many questions have been asked today that relate to what is the government going to do about health? What are you going to do about power? A lot of these things, yes, government bears an ultimate responsibility. But at the end of the day, we all have to improve on our educational level. If we do not improve the educational level of our country, of our literacy levels, we're not going to be able to tackle health, we're not going to be able to tackle unemployment, the maternal mortality rates in Nigeria. If you educate, if every woman completes just primary school education, we will reduce the maternal mortality rates by about 66%. That is about 190,000 women whose lives will be saved. So education is at the bottom of all these things. Our girl child will be educated better. These are all broadly the things that the government can promise you. But on your own part, my dear, come back home and we'll find you a job. You will find a job. It's not, you need to come back home. So thank you very much, everybody, and I hope that we will all do our own part. We will vote for APC. Even if you're here, you can network with your relatives at home and ask them to do the right thing, to collect their voters' cards and to make sure that they all come out on that day, not just to vote properly, and to make sure that the votes are counted, and even after they are counted, they wait until they hear the results announced. There's no point casting that vote if you do not wait to hear it announced. And we hope and pray we will have an election. Thank you.
I'd just like to add a bit to what she said. If you take a look at those clips, an underlying part of it is jobs. If you're building 100,000 housing units, it means carpenters will get jobs, engineers will get jobs, masons will get jobs. If you're having more healthcare providers working in more hospitals, it means they're going to have jobs. The manifesto of the party is very clear on the different policies, that every policy must be an income generating policy. It must be an employment generating policy. And there are a few APC states that we can see as a model. The Osun State government started giving a free meal to every school child. And I believe it totally was a revolution in that state. Because those who are providing the food, those who are cooking the food, those who are serving the food, those who are in charge of every aspect of it, it's employment and it's jobs. So I'd like to say to you that we hear you, and we do want to have you because our specific skills are needed at home. And look at China and security. She has something very important to say because it is important. So every policy is going to go towards creating jobs.
From the Northeast Adamawa State. And I think the first thing we should do now is to secure the country. There are a lot of people that have gotten a job. If they are posted to Borno, Yobe, they rather resign and go back home. So I think having the country secured first is paramount, or is important. And also, like due to the crisis or Boko Haram problems in Borno, almost a whole generation is being wiped out. But we can't see the effect now, maybe till after a decade, which is a major problem. So we really need to secure the country first. She's talking about finishing her NYSC without getting a job. So we need to secure the country first before we get a job. You need to get a conducive environment where you'll be working. And also having a crisis or a conflict or whatever you call it is a major factor of underdeveloping a country. So I did my master's in Nigerian Defense Academy on International Affairs and Strategic Studies. So I know what it is. So, Bilkis, is it? So don't worry, vote for APC. As you're planning to vote for APC, they will secure Nigeria and to a better place to be by the grace of God.
How Nigeria is going to be better. She has come with her team to discuss all issues. She has made herself available to answer any question from the audience, nothing prepared. And this is what Nigeria stands for. We have addressed various issues from security, health, employment, children welfare, and you name it. This is what APC stands for. We have discussed these issues, and you see, I personally became involved because of my conviction in the person that's leading the party. And having read the manifesto, I believe in APC can bring about a change. I know that having spent your time to come here, the issue has not ended here. The question is, what are you going to do for Nigeria? What are you going to do? You have asked some questions, everyone has answered all the questions. But when you go back home, I want you to pick up your phone, call them to go and show themselves on 28th of March. That's what we need to do. Show your views. Take your phone, tell them what APC stands for. Because that's the only way you can bring about a change. You've come here, you've listened, tell others what you've heard and what APC stands for. APC! APC!
During the time to share the APC's manifesto and interact with us. Thank you very much for coming. There's a quick, I think one of the ladies would like to address us as well. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it has all been said, APC is for change, and we are all yearning and craving for this change. I want to urge all the women here, I know you have sisters at home, mothers at home, call them and tell them what APC stands for. And we have, our manifesto has taken care of the women folks. And if you vote us into power 2015, you will not be disappointed. Nigeria will take its place in the Cup of Nations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. APC. APC. So that's the brunt of the message. Come March 28th, let's all get our PVCs out from our relatives in Nigeria and ensure APC is voted into power. Thank you.
Also, we have closing, now that we're rounding down, we'd like to invite one more guest, Mrs. Amosi, to do a quick talk. Thank you. Closing talk.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, excellencies here present. It's a pleasure to be here today, and it is actually an opportunity to ask every one of you here, using you as a point of contact, to ask whether you're actually ready for this change in Nigeria. You've all come here this evening. I believe you're all agents of change. Can we demonstrate this by asking people that you know are eligible to vote, whether they've got their permanent voters cards? Can we demonstrate this by standing up for what we believe in? If you, like myself, have had I wouldn't call it an opportunity, and I wouldn't call it a disadvantage, of looking at your children in the face and not being able to tell them anymore that I'm saying to you, when you finish your education, come back home because there are jobs in Nigeria. If you, like me, are finding it very difficult to say Nigeria is a better place for your children, if you haven't been able to tell your children in the recent past that when you come back home there's a job and you'll be secure, then it's time for a change. It's time to move Nigeria forward, and this is what APC stands for. Please spread the word. The fact that you're here in the UK doesn't make a difference. There's social media, you have relatives, you have families. You're all affected by what's going on in Nigeria. You're all enlightened, you're all exposed, you all know what worlds are supposed to be like, what nations are supposed to be like. We have that information, we have that knowledge, and in Nigeria today, to the glory of God, under the leadership of the incoming president and the incoming party APC, we are ready for that change. We're positioned for that change. We're capable of that change. Vote APC and let this change happen. Thank you.
That very nice speech. I think we've come to the end of today's program. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate sparing your time for us this evening. Thank you so much.
Hold on, just a quick one. We started in spirit by calling God. I needed someone to actually say it out this time, but less than a second. We need a Christian and a Muslim to say that. Just briefly, please. Like I said.
Everlasting King of glory, we thank you for today. We thank you for bringing us together. We thank you for our guests from Nigeria. We thank God for Johnny Mercy. And we thank God for everything you have done for us in this place today. Father, accept our thanks and worship in the mighty name of Jesus. As we are going back, we pray that the presence of God will go with you in the mighty name of Jesus. That change that we are looking for, God will change everything for us in Jesus' mighty name. And we are going to win, and we will win in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for answer prayer. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray.